Hello, my name is Gavin Shoneman, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to perform CPR on an adult. So, the first step to knowing how to perform CPR is recognizing when somebody needs CPR performed on them. A lot of the times, CPR is needed when somebody has a heart attack or a stroke, or they've choked on something and their airway is blocked. They're not getting blood to their brain, and they're not getting blood through and from their lungs. Their heart can stop in a lot of cases, and this is when CPR needs to be performed. So, for lack of better resources today, our CPR dummy, who we will name Bob, is going to be made of this football and this pillow, with this pillow representing his abdomen and his chest, and his head being represented by this football. So, now that we've recognized this person needs help, they've collapsed, they're in need of CPR. Now we want to assess the scenario and kind of get a grasp on what's going on around us. Who are we near? Where is this taking place? What's the setting of the situation? And is it safe for us? Because we can't do any good for this person if we get hurt as well. So we've seen this person collapse. We've looked around. We've established that the setting is safe to perform CPR. The next thing to do is, if there are people around, we're going to want to tell them, hey, you, point somebody specifically out. I need you to call 911. And you, I need you to go look for an AED. If you're in a building, an AED might be available, it might not be. If you're outside, there's most likely not going to be an AED available, and that is okay. The person that you tell to call 911, you need to make sure that they do it and that they themselves know that they need to do it. When you call somebody out, it makes them feel obligated. You can't just tell the whole group to do it, because they're all going to look at each other and maybe think, oh, well, I bet he does it, or I bet she does it. You need to point somebody out and say, you specifically, call 911. Get help. Once you've done that, or if there's nobody around to help you, we're going to stay here with this person and help them now. So the first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to come up and make sure that there's no sign of life, or that there's very little and that they need help. We're going to make sure they're unresponsive, and then we're going to check for their vitals. So how we check for responsiveness is, we're going to come up and we're going to tap them on the shoulders and say, are you okay? Are you okay? And if they're unresponsive, they have no response, no way of letting us know that they're okay, then that is when we start performing CPR. How we check for the vitals is, we're going to put our fingers on either this artery located on the neck or on the wrist, and we're going to try to feel for a beat. If the heartbeat is little to none, or you can't feel it at all, make sure you're holding your fingers in the right spot, or realize that they do not have a pulse and that we need to check their airways now to make sure that there's no signs of breathing. How we do that is, we put our fingers on their forehead and right under the chin, and we tilt the head up. What this does is it opens up the airway and allows air to pass through easier. Now, once we've done that, we're going to put our ear over top of their mouth and listen to see if they're breathing or not. You can also do this by looking to see if the chest is rising or not with their breathing. If you see no chest rising or falling, and you can't hear or feel them breathing, then we need to start performing CPR as soon as possible. So, the first step to performing CPR is going to be the compressions. And how we deliver these compressions is, we take an open palm and place it kind of right at the bottom of their diaphragm, where that little dip is in the chest. And then we're going to take this hand and we're going to put it on top of the other one and close it, wrapping our fingers onto our palm, as so. And when we get to this position, it's going to be easiest if we kind of get over top of this person's chest and let our body weight do the compressing. It's going to be a lot harder to deliver force for these compressions if you're leaned back here and you're only using your arms. It'll also make you tired a lot faster, which is not good, because it's hard to perform CPR and help this person out when you yourself are tired. So, we're starting CPR, and we're going to start with the compressions. The Red Cross recommends 100 compressions per minute, or at least at that rate. And they also recommend a 30-to-2 compressions to life breath ratio. So we're going to start by giving those first 30 compressions. So we're going to put our hand on top, wrap our other hand over top of that one, and get over top of it with our shoulders lined right up with our arms. And we're going to deliver these at 100 per minute for 30 reps. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Now, we want to make sure on those compressions that the chest is being brought down and compressed for about 2 inches on an adult. This can obviously be, manipulated a little bit if it's a more frail person, like an older person. But for most adults and even older adults, it's best to have about 2 inches of compression on the chest. After we do that, we're gonna, the same as we did before, tilt the head back, open up the airway. And then once we have got our fingers underneath their chin and their head is tilted up, we're gonna wanna pinch their nose, come down, and make sure our entire mouth is covering their airway, and deliver 2 life breaths. So 1, let yourself get your air back into your lungs so you can deliver a proper life breath. And then 2. Now once we've done that and we've delivered those 2 life breaths, we're gonna go right back to compressions for another 30 reps. So as before, put our hand on top, other hand over top of that one, close the fingers, get over top, and compress for 2 inches on the chest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. After that, we're going to deliver 2 more life breaths, tilting the head up, plugging the nose, covering the airways with our mouth, and making sure we deliver a proper life breath. 2 more life breaths, and then we'll continue that process for about 3 more times. Every 5 sets, you're going to want to kind of check for the vitals again, tilt their head back, listen to see if they're breathing, check their chest, see if it's being raised and going back down. We can look at the vitals on the arteries again, checking for the pulse. And as long as we don't see any signs of them being resuscitated, starting to breathe normally again, feeling their pulse raise, we're going to want to continue to perform CPR on this person. About every 5 sets, we're going to want to check for the vitals until the scene has become unsafe, you are physically too tired to continue to perform CPR, or until emergency services arrive and they can take over from there. Once they arrive, you're going to want to tell them how long you've been doing this for, try to keep track of your sets, and hopefully this knowledge will help you save somebody's life. Thank you.